Hi, this is Luke Zipp from Crocker Farm Auction, and I'm here with an exciting new discovery of Baltimore stoneware that will be in our July 21st, 2018 Stoneware and Redware auction. So I'm very passionate. If you know me, I'm very passionate about discussing American stoneware in general, but also placing Baltimore stoneware within the context of American stoneware as a whole. I wrote my thesis in college on Baltimore stoneware potters, and really it was fun documenting what was made and the significance of Baltimore's stoneware industry that began really at the start of the War of 1812. And this piece really captures what I love about early Baltimore stoneware, just the history of it. So it bears the maker's mark, and there's very few signed examples by some of the most significant stoneware potteries of this period, of this early Baltimore stoneware period. And this is really one of the rarest. It bears the maker's mark of Parr and Burland, and that was David Parr. And David Parr really was one of the potters that, and James Burland was his partner, but David Parr was one of the potters that took Baltimore's potting industry, which was mostly just a local kind of utilitarian stoneware industry. And then at the start of the War of 1812, he made it into a much grander business. And that after that, so that his stoneware shop, he was making earthenware at the start of the War of 1812. At the end of the War of 1812 is when he started making stoneware at 1815. And I really think that this example was made probably right towards the beginning of his experiment as a stoneware manufacturer. And so you can see there's influence of Henry Remy, a Germanic influence. So David Parr was of the Quaker potting tradition. Not to bore you with too many details, but Henry Remy's arrival in Baltimore, he brought the Germanic potting tradition. And so, one of the hallmarks of the Germanic tradition that Henry Remy brought from Manhattan are these loop handles. And so you can see that influence right here. This is looks similar to a Manhattan crock made around that time, around 1815. But what's really cool also is another hallmark of Manhattan stoneware at the time is incised decoration. If you're not familiar with stoneware decoration techniques, incising is where you carve the design into the clay and then usually highlight it with cobalt oxide slip. And so this bears an incised decoration on it. And it's the only known signed Parr and Burland vessel with incised decoration on it. David Parr eventually became known. He kind of is the one who, at his shop, he's standardized heavy-handed brushed abstract tulip decorations. That's what he became known for. So incised decoration on a Parr pot is super rare. And like I said, it's signed Parr and Burland. This is only the fourth one known. This recently serviced in southern Maryland. It's the only one with incised decoration. It's the only one with loop handles known. And the reason why I think it was made right around the start of the Parr and Burland shop at 1815 is because of the incised decoration that depicts a soldier. And so Baltimore, as you know, was right smack dab in the middle of the most significant moments of the War of 1812. The Star-Spangled Banner was penned in Baltimore. The famous defenders warded off the British invasion. And really Baltimore was very much celebrated as the ones that turned back British advance into America in 1815. And so the decorator, maybe David Parr himself, depicted a soldier on here. Now, looking at him, he could be one of the old defenders, but he really does bear the likeness of Andrew Jackson. It's very abstract, but it very well could depict Old Hickory, the hero of the Battle of New Orleans, also in 1815, on this pot. It's awesome because stoneware was made just to be utilitarian vessels, just to serve a very functional purpose, to be used over and over again, to take abuse. But potters made their vessels beautiful as well, but also occasionally they used them as a means of artistic expression and to really express the mood of the moment. And so you can see at the David Parr and James Burland factory, the mood of the moment was very patriotic, was celebrating military heroes of the day. And they did so on this vessel is very charming, folky representation of American soldier. It's very rare. It's an awesome new discovery. For me personally, every new piece of rare signed Baltimore stoneware really enhances my concept and my research for Baltimore stoneware. And so I was thrilled just to know about this piece. I'm also thrilled that our company will be the first one to offer it for public auction on July 21st, 2018.